Polito. Welcome to my channel. I'm Meredith. I'm an enrolled member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma with additional lineage to the Cherokee Nation. And I'm also an artist with the Choctaw Nation. Today we're going to do a tutorial over Brickstitch, which it's an extremely versatile stitch if you want to do anything creative with your beadwork. It is one of those stitches that's great to have. For just a simple design and the chandelier earrings that you have like this, that's got the fringe. This top section up here is your Brickstitch. And then, like I was saying, on the creative side, we got like here this little bee. That's just a clear bead that I used for the wings to give it a neat little translucent look to it. And then we got our little Lexi, our turtle, right here. He has a little tail right here, little legs. So there's just so much you can do with it. I mean, sky's the limit when it comes to Brickstitch. But what we're going to do, we're just going to do some basic steps of it. That way you get you the hang of it, get you going. So to start out, you'll get your length of thread. A lot of projects, a good arm length, you know, wingspan, hand to hand, arm stretched out side to side. Do you good. Okay, we're going to start out, we pick up 2 beads. And we're going to just run them down here to the end of your string. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to bring that needle back up through them again. So it's basically making a loop. Okay. And when we get down here, okay, we just got to make sure that they're sitting here, right here next to each other. And then we're going to take right back up through that first bead that we grabbed. And at that point, see, we can give it a nice good pull. It makes it tight, but if we're not careful, it's still not quite snug enough to lock it in place. So what we're going to do, let me get my needle back up here again. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back into that second bead again. And back into that first one, into that red. And that time now, after we do the nice tug, we should have nice, good length of it. And we're not going to cut this tail off yet because that's going to help us hold on to things. So, now, the first bit of doing a Brickstitch is, basically it's your base. So what we're going to do our base is a ladder stitch, which this was the first 2 beads of it. So okay, we're going to go ahead, and since we're coming out, our tail's coming out of this red one here. My thread that's connected to my needle, I call my tail. That was the one coming out of the red. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do red for the rest of this row. We're going to take it, tail's coming out this one here. So we're going to come in the other side of it. So that way it's coming out the bottom. We're going to go in the top. Pull it around, make it nice and snug. See, it's going to be sitting up here. Now our tail's down here. Okay, well, we need to go ahead and get it one more time. Our tail, this time though, since tail's coming out the bottom, we're going to go in the bottom of that bead that we just added right here. Just like this. Pull it up there tight. Give it a nice snug. Okay, and sometimes you need to kind of play with a little bit if you notice they're trying to get a little loose on you. You want to keep them in there, not sitting nicely, just like that. That way so now let's go ahead and grab one more. Get us another red here on our needle. Just one's all we need. My tail's coming here out the bottom. So I'm going to go in the top. Snug it up. Everything's set nice in place. My tail's coming out here at the bottom. So step 2 of that step. Now go in the bottom of the step bead we just added. Okay. And See, you can either flip it in your hand to repeat that step, or you can keep it in your hand the same. So at that point, if you wanted to keep your hand and not flip it, our tail would be coming out the top. Okay, so we get another bead on our needle, and then we go in the bottom. Give it a nice snug pull. Then for step 2 of it, our tail's coming out the top there. So we're gonna go in the top and out to the bottom, and there we go. And excuse the green fingers. I've been working in the garden a little bit today. Some of it's kind of stained, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that one more time. Finish the base of for our brick stitch. Okay, our tail's coming out the bottom. So we're gonna go in the top. Pull snug. Oops, see, we're sitting a little sideways. Just kind of grab that, flip her back in there. Okay, so tail's coming out the bottom. Go in the bottom and out the top and pull snug. Okay, so we've got us a nice little stretch of ladder going here. Now, what I like doing here, not everybody does this, but I've found when I start the first stitch on the brick stitch, it's a little bit more snug, and so it makes it a little bit more difficult to do. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead, go back a brick. See, my tail's coming out the top. I'll go back 1 bead, go down it. Now we're just going to go back to the 3rd bead. I'm just kind of going in and out a couple beads. Now we're going to come back up here. And what it does, that helps keep everything where it's not wanting to loosen easily. So as soon as we go to do this step, everything stays where it should be. Whoops, sorry about the shaking there. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to have it, kind of grab it here between your fingers so you can easily pull or see where you're grabbing at. Now what we're going to do, we're going to grab us an orange and a yellow. That way you know which beads I'm talking about. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to come out here and we're going to expand. And what I mean by expand, see here on the bead, or the B, not bead, we've got the 3 beads down here. And then we got the next 4, they stick out. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to make this next row stick out. So it's going to expand. So I got an orange and a yellow bead here. And then what we got here, when we're looking at it, these is what we refer to as the bridges in between it. So between this first and the second bead here, to make it expand, whoops, we want to go into this first bridge. And what we're going to try to do is loop it. Now, with Delicas and any of the beads, when you're at this point, it's small, it's harder to grab it. So if you struggle a little bit, don't feel bad. It's hard to grab. Okay, so get it in there. You might get your finger stabbed a time or two. But we pull that tight. Okay. See, now at this point, let me get this up here closer for you. What we've done, we've got our 2 beads. Our thread tail is coming up. See how the direction of that needle went? We're coming up through this bead, going into these 2, and under this bridge right here between the first and the second bead. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go back up through the bottom of that second bead, which leaves it looped under the bridge there. Pull it snug, and there we go. We're sitting like just fine, like that. But what I also like to do to make sure everything stays nice and snug where it's at is go ahead and go back in this first bead, and then back up underneath the bottom of the second bead. Make sure everything's tight and tight. And then that gives it that little extra tightness. So you know the starting of that row's set in place really good. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so let's go with, we're going to go ahead and pick up another yellow now. See, now we're going to do our actual first normal stitch of the brick stitch. This is the beginning of the row. It always takes 2, but from there on out, it's only going to take 1. So you pick up the 1 bead, and just like we did with this yellow one over here, we're going to do the same here. We're going to get up underneath that bridge. Okay. Pull it through. Okay, and everything, it should line up right there. And then at that point, then go back up underneath in the bottom, back to the top, and snug it up. And there you go. There's another bead. We're going to do that again. Okay. We're going to get over here where we see we want to go in this next bridge. Under the bridge, pull it through. So we're coming out the bottom, come back in the bottom, and snug it up. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so under the bridge. Pull it snug, go back in the bottom, and get it pulled snug again. There we go. Okay, one more time. Oop, let's see, fumble fingers there. Okay, under the bridge. Oop, that one's a little snugger because that's where we started off before. Okay. So let's, oh, looks like we got something caught up in here somewhere. There we go. Okay. So we're down here. Back up underneath. Okay, well. Wait a minute. Oh, I see what it did. See, there's something you gotta always pay attention. Your threads can catch. It looped around that bottom one. There we go. Now it's where it needs to be. Okay, but see, here's the thing. We wanted to expand on this end too. Okay. Well, you know, kind of like how we did a little bit of a ladder where we loop it around over here. That's what we're going to do over here. So let's go ahead and grab an orange for our last bead. Now what we're going to do, just like as if we were doing the ladder stitch, we're now going to just go ahead and do a little loop. Grab a bead. Okay. Well, we need to be coming out of this one down here, but we want to make sure it's latched in really well too. So at that point, then I'll go back in this way, go down through, go down to this bottom row, because I want to go down one. Come up here. Now we're here to this bead. Down to your second bead from the end. And then back up from the bottom on that one. Whoop. Pull it snug. And there we go. It has now latched. It's all nice and tight in there, and it's ready for you to flip to start for your third row. Now see, this row we did the expanding. So I think on this row, to show you, I'm going to show you how to indent. See, we increase, now we're going to decrease. So where we went through the first bridge to increase, make it stick out of here, we are going to go through the second bridge. So let's So our first bead is going to be the orange. Then we're going to grab a yellow for our second bead. Okay, so since the first bridge right here was for increasing, we're going to do the second bridge right here, and it's going to decrease it. Okay, so grab over here, pull it through. Make sure everything's kind of sitting there the way you want. Go back up through your bottom of your yellow, kind of like you do your brick stitch. Now, that partial ladder stitch, so we can go ahead and make these. This is what helps keep them snug together, sitting better. I think less chance of them wanting to wiggle out of place. Okay. And there you go. Now we're ready. Just like we did on the row before. And get our bead. Go under the bridge. Pull her snug. Go back in the bottom. Whoop. And we wrapped around. There we go. And there you go. Grab you another bead. Go under the bridge. Go back in the bottom. And pull it tight. Okay, one more. Go under the bridge. Go back in the bottom. And pull it tight. Now we'll go ahead and do an orange since we're on the last bridge. Stick her in there. Pull it through. In the bottom. And there you go. And that right there is just your basics for Brickstitch. And if you got any questions or problems, don't hesitate to reach out, guys. I think there's even a new community section here on YouTube. You know, so if you want to interact with me that way, I'm all up for it. I love showing people how to do the brick stitching. That's why we also have a beading group. We do it the first and third Tuesdays at the Muldrow Community Center. And so you can always find me there. But y'all have a great day and happy beading. Yokaki.